It was a chilly evening in a small coastal town, where the air smelled of salt and struggle. The streets were dimly lit, and the sound of waves crashing against the shore echoed faintly through the narrow alleys. Among them walked a boy named Arav, barefoot, clutching an old, broken guitar with two missing strings, the only thing his late father had left him. Arav was just 16, but life had aged him faster. After losing his parents in a car accident 3 years ago, he lived on a rundown shelter, earning small coins by singing at the local market. He wasn't just singing, he was pouring his soul out, every note carrying the weight of pain, loss, and longing. Yet, people rarely stopped to listen. Some tossed a coin out of pity, others passed by, their eyes glued to their phones. And every night, Arav would whisper to himself, "One day, they'll hear me. One day, my voice will mean something." One evening, as the orange sun sank into the sea, Arav was sitting on the edge of the promenade, strumming his guitar softly. His fingers were numb, his stomach empty. He'd been singing for hours, but hadn't turned enough even for a piece of bread. He closed his eyes, and began singing Hotel California, a song his father used to sing, while fixing broken furniture at home. On the dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair. His voice, though young, carried a haunting beauty, a mix of innocence and pain. The kind that makes you stop in your tracks, even if just for a second. His tone was raw, pure, angelic, like it didn't come from the world around him, but from someplace far beyond. As the final chord faded, Arav realized someone was standing nearby. It was a woman in her late 30s, holding a cup of coffee, tears glistening in her eyes. She clapped softly. "That was beautiful," she whispered. "What's your name?" He looked down shyly. "Arav, ma'am." "Do you sing anywhere?" He shook his head. "Just here. Sometimes near the market. People don't like sad songs much." The woman smiled gently. "The world needs sad songs too. They remind us we still have hearts." She handed him a card. "Come to this address tomorrow at 10 a.m. I think I can help you." Before he could say anything, she walked away. Arav turned the card over. It read, "Maya Kapoor, talent manager, Star Sound Productions." That night, Arav couldn't sleep. His heart raced with a mix of fear and excitement. Could this be real? Or was it another cruel trick of fate? He arrived at the studio the next morning, nervous and barefoot. The receptionist looked at him strangely, but let him in, after checking the card. Maya greeted him with a warm smile, and introduced him to a small team. "We are holding open auditions for an upcoming music show," she said. "I want you to sing the same song you sang last night." The room was filled with cameras, judges, and unfamiliar faces. Arav's hands trembled as he stood before the mic. Then, he closed his eyes, and took a deep breath. And just like that, the world melted away. He was back on that promenade, his father's voice echoing in his mind, the sound of the waves in the distance. His voice soared, pure, emotional, heavenly. The room fell silent. Even the cameraman stopped breathing for a moment. By the time he finished the last line, "You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave," there wasn't a single dry eye in the room. One of the judges whispered, "That was magic." Within a week, Arav's audition clip was uploaded online. It spread like wildfire. Millions watched the barefoot boy with the broken guitar sing Hotel California like no one had ever done before. His pain, his innocence, his soulful voice, it all touched people deeply. Comments flooded in. "I can feel his pain in every word. This kid's voice healed something inside me. He doesn't sing to impress, he sings to express." And for the first time in his life, Arav felt seen. A few weeks later, he was invited to perform live on national television. The studio lights were blinding, the audience massive. He wore a simple white shirt, the same one he had worn the day he met Maya. Before going on stage, he whispered to his father's picture tucked in his pocket, "This is for you, Papa." The host introduced him as the boy with the angelic voice. As Arav began strumming his guitar, the audience fell silent. He poured every ounce of emotion into the sighing, the loneliness, the hunger, the pain, the hope. Midway through the performance, something extraordinary happened. People in the crowd began to stand. Then one by one, they lifted their phone lights, swaying gently to his voice. The entire auditorium shimmered like a sea of stars. Tears streamed down Maya's face. Even the judges stood, overwhelmed, and when Arav hit the final note, that high, trembling, aching note, the audience erupted. A standing ovation. Somewhere in the back row, an old man in a worn-out jacket wiped his eyes and whispered, his father would be proud. After that performance, Arav's life changed forever. He was offered contracts, scholarships, and chances to perform worldwide. But he never forgot where he came from. He used his first earnings to rebuild the orphanage that had once given him shelter. He donated guitars and started a small music school there, teaching other poor kids how to express their pain through music, just like he did when reporters asked him how it felt to go from singing on the streets to performing on national TV. Arhab smiled softly and said, "I didn't sing to be famous. I sang because music was the only friend I had left." I guess the world finally listened, and so, the boy with the broken guitar became a symbol of hope, a reminder that sometimes, all it takes is one voice, one sighing, one act of kindness, to change a life forever. Arhab's story continues to inspire millions online. Every time someone listens to his version of Hotel California, they don't just hear his sighing, they feel his soul, because behind every note, there's a story of pain, resilience,